Hey, what's up? It's your girl Nique, and you're tuned in to Nique at Nite. And tonight we're going to be talking about the scandal that has been unfolding with Derrick Jaxn and how he has not been a man who has been practicing what he preached. Now, y'all know the person who broke this story. Me and her do not get along. I stay far away from any stories that she breaks. But this situation is far beyond a beef that me and her may have. This story is bigger than, any situation like that. And a lot of my night owls wanted to know what I felt about it. There's some stories that people come to me and they're like, Nique, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And if that person's name is attached to it, baby, I am detached. However, this story is, like I said, bigger than anything that me and her have going on. So I am definitely going to talk about it in this story right after we hear from a message from our sponsor. And y'all know the sponsor is myself, Nique at Nite.com. After this video or in a separate tab, head on over to my website, www.niqueatnite.com, where I have these vibrating panties that might get you right and might be something fun and spicy to add to date night with your boo, as he can control the panties and y'all can have a good time. I also have male and female pajamas. I have women pajamas, lingerie, adult toys, and a lot of different things that you might want to check out over on my website. You can save $10 off the purchase of $100 or more with the code NIGHTOWL. Y'all get my drift. Anyways, so the internet has been ablaze and everybody has been talking about all things Derrick Jaxn. You have the red pill community who is up in arms and they are happy that Derrick Jaxn is somewhat falling, and you have people who are graveling and gloating in his downfall because a lot of black men feel like he is responsible for breaking up their relationships and him giving unrealistic expectations to men and being very harsh on them, and people feeling some type of way about it. Then you have the women feeling some type of way about it because he ain't shit dude who dogged out his wife but acting like is, stand-up guy, which he ain't. And then you got the church folk. Now, in their video, they talked about, like, you literally will be drunk if you take a shot every time they talk about God. So then you have the aspect of the people, the Bible thumpers who come in, and, it's just a lot of conversations mixing and mingling within Derrick Jaxn and this cheating scandal. Now, I'm going to tell you like this. There is a lot of people, like I said, who are gloating in his downfall. Me, I'm not a person, I don't get off on somebody, on their downfall. Like, it doesn't like, ooh, yeah, let me gloat in this person's failure. No. That's not me. Now, other people, that seem to be their spiel, not mine. But this is something that definitely we can still talk about, even though, I'm not happy that he's going through this. I wish he would have lived in his truth other than somebody having to expose him. But let's be honest, a lot of these so-called dating gurus end up being exposed. For me, I just always see all of these people who are giving these dating advices and pushing these certain narratives on people, and they get these followings and that buy into these messages. A lot of them turn out to be frauds. For instance, there was a woman who had came forward and she herself was this self-proclaimed know-it-all on how to get a rich man. She knew the key to, like, getting these men with money and telling people all of this stuff. And her whole channel was surrounded around giving women the game on how to finesse themselves into getting a millionaire. This woman turned out to be a fraud, and she had embezzlement charges, and she was scamming, and, all of this stuff. Like, a lot of these self-proclaimed dating experts and gurus, a lot of them turn out to be frauds. So on February 23rd, she had got arrested for this, like, money laundering situation. And that was the first time people was like, oh my God, like, she's a scammer. She's not who she says she is. Well, back in March, then she got rearrested again, and this time she was accused of stealing $30,000 in a real estate scheme. And the internet on the red pill community and the dating coach community, they kind of were in a uproar calling her out, and there even was a lot of people comparing her to Kevin Samuels.
Do you know how to make a man feel like a man? He says, well, what do you guys like to have? And you sit there and you be quiet. Okay, let me give y'all a demonstration since y'all lost. Tell you, rubbing his back and stuff because he got money. This is only for people that got money. I'm not talking about Dusty Rusty.
Y'all are not going to believe this. Man, this stuff is like too freaking easy. Too easy. Too easy. Guess where I got this from? The grocery store. Oh, you did? I just got this from the grocery store. How'd you get it? Looking cute.
You might be the player, but I'm the coach. Lying. I don't care what game he playing. I don't care who he think he trying to fool. I'm playing this game because I set the rules and I'm going to do what I want to do. How do you play a player? You play your own game. That's it. Just rub him and let that man talk, girl. Don't you know he gonna have some in his spirit to be like, my woman want this. You could order the $800 worth of food. He's not gonna care. Why?
Okay, so that's just a couple of snippets, but her main channel was basically about how to finesse rich men into getting what you want, basically. How you can get what you want and you can target rich men and you can get these high-value men. Well, Kevin Samuels, he would promote, and what he still promotes is how women are delusional in wanting these men, and this girl, Michaela, would say how you can finesse these type of men. Okay, well, once she got busted, a lot of people started to compare her to Kevin Samuels, and several YouTubers made videos saying which was worse than the other. And you even had people go as far as to, once this girl rap sheet got revealed, people went and dug up Kevin Samuels' rap sheet.
According to public information, court records from Oklahoma, the man, the Godfather, the high value guru, was working at Office Depot in 2007, making $45,000 a year. Now, if my math is correct, in 2007, that would put him at 37 or 38 years old. This is the same man who told you he graduated from college with a degree in, was it chemical engineering or something like that? You graduated with a degree in chemical engineering, some science, whatever. And you were pushing 40, close to 40 years old. And you're telling me that you couldn't get a more high value job?
Okay, so as you've seen that, like I said, there was a lot of people who was calling Kevin Samuels out. They was comparing him to Michaela Pink. And then you go fast forward, and now you have this Derrick Jaxn situation where people are saying, you know, well, Derrick Jaxn is trash, but at least we have Kevin Samuels, blah, 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 blah. Now, I don't know what his rap sheet is for real, for real. I just know that that guy had pulled up stuff. I don't know if he really worked at Office Depot. I really don't know, and I really don't care. However, I just feel like, you know, a lot of people be looking for saviors in people who preach a certain message, and they might not be living up to all of the things that they calling everybody out for. So before you try to, you know, think that you have a savior in another human being, save your damn self, okay? Look in the mirror and do some self-reflection for your damn self. Okay, there's more to be said, and I'm going to shift back to Derrick Jaxn, but I want you guys to take a moment to open up another tab. Check out my website, www.niqueatnite.com. Some of the Kevin Samuels barbs may be feeling away at this point. You know, some of the toys might work to loosen you up too, honey. So if you're in a bunch, you know, check out my website, www.niqueatnite.com. I have adult toys, male pajamas, women pajamas, lingerie, and all kind of goodies so you can check it out, okay? Also, if you've made it this far in the video and you have not hit the like button, shame on you. Scroll and hit the like button right now. If you're new to my channel and you have not yet hit the subscribe button, shame on you. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button right now. Not now, but right now. Okay? A lot of people are downing Derrick Jaxn and they're uplifting Kevin Samuels, thinking that he is any better. And I'm just here to tell you that neither one is better than the other, because neither one is practicing what they preach. Okay? Okay, and that's on period. I don't care what nobody say. Now, Kevin Samuels has an army similar to the Barbs. I don't know what we're going to call them, the Samuel militia or whatever, but they come in by the pound. When you talk about their leader, they be feeling some type of way, and they be ready to duke it out for their leader, because God forbid you don't agree with something Kevin Samuels say, they be on full-on attack mode like the Barbs. Like, we really need to come up with a name for the Kevin Samuels militia, because they are full force in effect, and it's just getting out of hand. Like, it's just too much. So after all of this stuff was going down and everybody was calling out Derrick Jaxn for his actions and being a hypocrite and bigging up Kevin Samuels, I took to my community tab and I was like, listen, they're both trash, if we're being honest. I stand on that and I said what I said. Now, before this story even broke, you can check the receipts on my channel. I went back and forth on a video where I was talking to a young lady, and she was basically taking care of a bum in her home, and I was kind of giving her advice about like not going and cheapening herself for dealing with no bum. So then I had people come on and they like joined the live, and they wanted to debate about, you know, Kevin Samuels or whatever, and they was like, well, y'all listen to Derrick Jaxn, whoop, 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 whoop. And I was like, no, baby boo, let me tell you, he's trash, he's a panderer, blah, 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 blah. Now, a couple weeks after that video, then that's when all of this stuff is unfolding. So, baby, I been knew he was trash. Now, if y'all just now finding out that he a panderer, that's on y'all. But anyways, I just had to let y'all be know that this ain't, I ain't one of them who just now finding out that he ain't worth a damn. I've been on it before this situation. Anyways, so I went to my community tab and I said, both are trash, if we're being honest. And in the post, I said, neither is practicing what they preach in my eyes. Derrick Jaxn panders to tell you what you want to hear and doesn't practice what he preaches. But neither does Kevin Samuels. He is a failed concept of what he preaches also. Failed marriages, insists and tells women to lower their standards and be okay with being cheated on, but wasn't playa enough to keep his own relationship intact. If he was such the boss he say and know the key, then he would still be married and living a player life, because his wife would be submissive and in check. I mean, after all, he preaches to women like, this your baby daddy, you chose him. Well, he chose these wives and none of them stayed, so he's not good at choosing either, okay? So, I mean, and if he had it all figured out, he would have chose right the first time and still be in a successful marriage. But, you know, that's neither here nor there, because none of us are perfect, and I'm not going to proclaim that my single ass is perfect either, because we all got things that we have to work on within ourselves. But I'm just saying, neither one of them are practicing the things that they preach in my eyes. Now, let me finish reading what I wrote. He claims high-value men can cheat because they got money, and women should be okay with just being chose, promoting the idea women should accept struggle love in the face of being with the end with money. Both are trash and sending trash messages into our community. Kevin mastered manipulating the men/women who can't think for themselves and made a way to draw people in to tune into him saying the same exact thing every single day. And Derrick became successful finding a way to coddle unrealistic expectations. I just wish that more people would stop looking at these people to be their relationship savior and think for their damn self. Do work on yourself. Everyone should be doing self-reflection and working on their damn self to be better. Once you look deeper within and work on yourself, the right person will come. You don't need none of these men to think for you. So that's what I said in my community tab. And again, like I said, the Kevin Samuels militia, the Samuel Army, or whatever, the Samuel Brigade, that's what we're going to call them, the Samuel Brigade, came on marching in, and they said no, but he say truth stuff, and he be telling people the truth, and that. If he was so truthful in his message, he would be practicing what he preached, and that's just how I feel. In his words, a single person up in age is dying alone. Well, Mr. Kevin Samuels seems to be the person that he describes to be dying alone because he's single, and he's telling other people how they gonna die alone when he looks like that is what he doing. Now, I don't want to come off like I am any better. I am a YouTuber and I pass off my opinions as well. I just don't feel like y'all should be buying so much into these messages that you undervalue yourself. I give my opinions on what's going on, but I'm not trying to influence anybody to lower their standards or to feel like because the height that they were born with or, certain advantages is just the end all be all. Will certain things lower your dating market value? Yes, it will. But if you have confidence, that's going to carry you a lot further than anything will. You have self-worth, you have high self-esteem, you are going to attract the man that you want, and you don't need to buy into these things. Now, some people think that, if you say a couple of things that are truthful, like you get a girl who is obviously not a 10, and then she says she's a 10, and then you say, girl, you're not a 10. Ooh, he preaching, and they take it as Bible and they say he preaching. If he gets a person who, says certain things, and he'll throw out a couple things, and, people will take all of the concept that he preaches as Bible. Similar to the person who broke this story. They'll throw out some stuff and have self-admitted to also proclaiming BS and promoting BS stories. But, you stick in a couple ones that are truthful. Everybody will take your word as Bible, even though all of the concepts that you promote are not such. And I feel like that's the same with Kevin Samuels. He promotes stuff that I believe and I deem is problematic. Y'all think it's truthful. I think it's problematic. To say that a woman should just accept being cheated on if she deals with a man that's high value is problematic. You're promoting the Emily B's and Fabulous of the world, and that's just whack. Just having money is not an excuse to be just loyal. Will a guy have access and more options? Yes, but does that mean that just because you have several things on the menu when you go to a restaurant that you have to get all of them? No, you have to learn discernment, and y'all need to start keeping y'all wee-wees in your pants and learning how to have some control. Just because you have money and just because you are so-called high value and you have all of these options is not a free pass to be disloyal. And I do not believe in people promoting struggle love, and I do not believe in people like Derrick Jaxn pandering and creating unrealistic expectations on people. I feel like each relationship is an individual by individual basis. Dudes will literally sit up there and trash women all in the comment sections of all of these red pill community guys' comments. They will talk about women who have children like a dog. Ooh, I don't want no woman with no child. That's not high value. And then they dusty high value wannabe self will log off of YouTube out of those comment sections and go simp to a bitch like me that got a child. Okay, so before you buy into these ideas and you get caught up in the hype, just do what works for you. Like, stop buying into these situations and these hypes around the internet, because a lot of these people who be preaching, oh, you don't want to date this person and don't date this person, they be secretly dating them type of people in the background. Trust me, I know. They be in my DMs, but then on the comment threads talking about how they don't date women with children. Okay, but be on my bumper. Okay, so I mean, just nah. I just don't feel like either one is better than the other. I'm not saying that, Kevin Samuels doesn't say truthful things. There are some true nuggets that you can pick out of a Kevin Samuels live stream, but there is a lot of insults and a lot of BS that he spews as well, in my opinion. And now, I'm not about to go back and forth with none of you dusty high value wannabes in the comment section. I said what I said. Now, Derrick Jaxn is a person who he built his career off pandering to women. He pandered and said what sounded good. But even though Derrick Jaxn pandered, there is some truthful nuggets that he has also said as well. Okay, so I say that to say, you know, do what works for you. Like, it's 2021. As we get older, as times change, stop living in a delusional state. Like, if you are a woman like myself, I'm a woman who has a child. Now, even though I got several of these high value wannabes, you know, knocking at my door, claiming that they don't want women with children, there are some men who that is not ideal, and that lowers my market value in a way. But what is for you will be for you, because these niggas is still gonna be on you, okay? No, I'm just kidding. I'm being silly. But not for real. You know, and even if you're, I just really say that to say, like, even though me, a person who has a child and would be considered a person who has a notch below on my dating market value, there is still somebody for me and somebody who will wife me, period. I'm a woman who has a lot going for herself, and I'm not about to lower my standards to be accepting of no dusty. I bring a lot to the table, and if I get with a man, my man is going to have to bring a lot to the table as well, and I am still in the race for a high value man. I'm not solely looking for one. Let's be clear here, because a lot of the guys who think they high value don't even be high value. So I'm not solely looking for a high value man, but I know that I'm not just cut out of the race because I am an attractive woman. I have a lot going for myself. I'm not no dusty bum myself. And so I'm not going to accept no dusty bum as my life partner. And I'm not going to look at a Kevin Samuels video and believe that I am out of the runnings and out of the race, and that a man who is high value is not going to seek me when these men seek me all the time. Like, but you know, you got people who will look at these videos and they'll forget, like, girl, you the prize. Like, no, that's not what we doing. So don't get caught so much up into these ideas that people are, you know, spewing into the universe. Okay? And work on yourself. Like, the more you look into self, work on childhood trauma, work on the things that you need to work on, you will be closer to finding your life mate. You will be closer to finding somebody who is for you. Because a lot of things that hold us back in relationships is childhood trauma. Now, you got a lot of delusional bimbos out there, and hey, I'm not gonna cape because I'm a woman and I be seeing women be hella delusional sometimes as well. And I mean, sometimes you just can't help delusion. So those people who are delusional, I don't know. I mean, calling into a Kevin Samuels show ain't really gonna help that either. They're still gonna be delusional. So that is what it is. Just, you know, work on you, and what's for you will come, and that's just that on that. And to the men who claim that they so fed up with women and they so tired of women and that, there is a person who, I guess at first he claimed he wasn't a part of the red pill community, but now he acts as though he is a part of the red pill community. He had posted up a post where a woman had pretty much in so many words said, like, well, if y'all got such a problem with women, like, why don't y'all date each other? Okay. And sis, to her, I mean, I be thinking the same thing sometimes, but it's really not even that in most cases. A lot of times it's just a place where they can go and diss black women and congregate and get validated in their choices to not want a black woman and date Becky's and Maria's of the worlds and, you know, the ethnically ambiguous of the worlds. Like, a lot of the times, like, a lot of people don't even realize that these men don't even want you in the first place. They just want a place to go on a bashing spree because they want to feel validated in why they don't date black women. So that be a lot of what it is too. Like, not all that, like, even though sometimes I question, you know, if they would be happier dating each other, I always get confirmation on what it really is when you look at the comments. Anytime a person in the red pill community, they try to big up and congratulate a black woman, it is nothing but a bunch of men tearing down black women, and it'll be like a positive post. And it'll be like a positive black woman who is like an actual goal. And it's like, do y'all just not like black women, or do you just like ethnically ambiguous women, and you just like the fact that you can have a place to dump on black women? Now, you have the men who say, no, Nique, you're wrong. Us as men, that's not it. We want to date black women, and that's not the problem. It's not that we want Becky and Maria. We actually really want a black woman, and we really want to date y'all. We just want a place to congregate and talk about our frustrations. And it's like, I hear you. I see what you're saying, but I also see the comments, and I see how much y'all drag black women, and I don't never see it coming from a not putting another race on a pedestal. It's mostly focused around, well, this is the reason why I date such and such, and this is that. That's a lot of the things that I come across, and a lot of y'all, I think, even though I don't think that majority of y'all are that way, but some of y'all may think about if you would be, happier dating one another. You might, I don't know, but I'm not saying that's all the community, but, it do make you think, like, would you be happier dating each other? I don't know. And I'm not like, and another thing that they will say is, you're just a black woman who can't take criticism. You're just a black woman, and black women can't take when you criticize them and that. It's not about not being able to take criticism, because I, as a woman, I know that some of us can be delusional, and some of us have unrealistic expectations, and some of us do say some BS. Okay, so it's not so much that. It's just what I see as a reflection in the comments of y'all dissing us to big up other people. That's what I see. And I feel like women be responding to that and feeling some type of way about it. Now, other people will also say, well, some women, they just need to know the truth. They just need to know that they not a 7. Or they not a 10. They need to know that they really a 5. Do they really need to be insulted in the way that you guys insult them? No, they don't need, no. There's other ways to be uplifting and show people that their choices might not be the best without throwing daggers at them and dissing them and disrespecting them. Like, you're not going to make me think that the only way to get through to a woman that she may not be making the best choices is to throw daggers and disrespect her. No. There's ways to say, sweetie, the situations that you're putting yourself in might not be the most ideal. You might want to reflect differently, and you may get a different outcome. You don't have to say, well, you 5'8", you a linebacker, and you this and that to get no. You're not going to make me believe that. Stop. That, and that's the stuff that y'all deem as true. That's the truth, and they be speaking no. But anyways, let me wrap up. I just wanted to basically in a nutshell say neither one is better than the other in my eyes. I think that me as a YouTuber, I give my opinions, but I never want to come from a place of influence anyone as far as when it comes to dating or coming off as perfect. Even me myself, I'm not perfect. I don't want to ever portray to be perfect. I don't have all the answers figured out, and I'm still learning as I go. But I just think that a lot of people buy into the hype of these people when these people are going to start getting exposed themselves. You're going to start seeing even people in the red pill community start to get, exposed. And there's going to be people who claim that, that they're not dating women with children. But then you're going to start seeing certain people in the red pill community getting caught up with these type of women that they talk about. You're going to start seeing people in the red pill community also get exposed for, sucking on some way in the back end, they or taking it in the back end. You're going to see these things because nobody is perfect, and people are preaching these perfect ideas of one way or another. And a lot of these people do not be practicing what they preach. Okay. And I just want you to believe in yourself, look and self-reflect into yourself before you start buying in the hype. The Derrick Jaxn situation is a lot of people who look into certain couples as relationship goals, and then you find out that he was cheating on her and beating on her the whole while. Like, stop looking at these people as goals. Stop looking at them as your saviors, and do some self-reflecting your damn self. Now, I'm not telling you not to watch Kevin Samuels videos or Derrick Jaxn videos or whoever you find comfort in watching. Watch whoever you want to watch, but just don't buy into the hype so much so to where you like being a hypocrite yourself thing. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of y'all be woofing that crap online, but then simping on the back end. And then some of y'all be buying into the hype and you missing out on your soulmate because Kevin Samuels said I shouldn't date a girl with a child or she's not ideal. So then you're overlooking somebody who may be more mature than the bimbo that don't got a child. And you missed out on somebody that was your life partner because you wanted to follow the manuscript that a person manipulates and preaches, and a person who, you know, they found a way to be successful in preaching a certain thing. Like, don't buy into the hype so much that you're overlooking people that actually could be for you, if that makes sense. I don't know, but I'm going to get out of here so that I can work on my next video, because my next video, we got to break down what's really going on with with Derrick Jaxn. Derrick Jaxn and his wife may possibly be in a cult. Now, I'm not saying that they are in a cult, but it's looking very cult-like and it's very concerning. And so I want to break that down in a separate video for y'all. If you guys have not hit the like button by now, definitely hit the like button on this video, share the video, and visit my website, www.niqueatnite.com. If you have not subscribed to the channel, then definitely hit subscribe button right now. And I'll see you guys on the next video.